Hey guys, how's it going? We were gonna do this live, but Danny took away the internet, and this is actually take two, just so you know.
Damn that, Danny. That was a huge fail.
As you guys know, I'm Vince, and I'm here with the lovely and funny
Nina Zee.
Woo!
I think it's fun. Rude.
Sometimes, yeah.
A lot of time.
Sometimes. So give us a little info about yourself.
Well, I am a single mom. I work a full-time job and a part-time job doing personal training and boot camps. I have an 11-year-old son, and he's about to be starting middle school, and we're not going to talk about my age because, yeah, we're not. Him and I are the same age.
And we know how young I am. So.
Do we really? Don't say it. We're roughly the same age. And yeah, I just have a very big passion for fitness and personal development as a whole.
So, as I mentioned before in past videos, also like little solo live videos that I've done. I said that I was going to be meeting with photographers, models, hair and makeup artists, stylists, but also people who are outside that realm of, visual and creative arts. But I mean, if you think about it, fitness kind of is a visual art. Looking at the different transformations, looking at, you can even go as far as checking out bikini competitions, Mr. Olympia, just fitness competitions in general. So that is where Nina comes in. Again, the transformation to visual art.
And Vince and I have also worked together before too. So
yeah. If you're not following me on Instagram and Facebook, you should be. Shame on you if you're not. Links will be down below. Nina's links will be down below. The first shoot we did was in downtown Elgin. That was a lot of fun. It was very interesting. Drive-by cat calls.
Awkward. Posing against buildings. And people just looking like I'm trying to hold something, and people are just like slowly driving past.
Like, what the hell's
and
going
I'm like
on?
this. I'm like, don't make eye contact. Don't make eye contact. Focus. And then, of course, he gets very awkward frames of my face in between.
Candids are the best. I've said it before in past videos. Candids are the absolute best. Because it's completely 100% natural.
No, they're funny. I appreciate them sometimes.
All the time.
Sometimes.
Candids are the best. So how did you get into fitness? What got you into fitness? What kind of inspired that?
Good old Elgin Community College. All right, so I got into fitness about 6 years ago, 7 years ago, completely by accident. So that's the funny part. I was taking classes at Elgin Community College, and they happened to have an extracurricular class where you can go to the gym X amount of hours during a semester and receive X amount of credits. And me and my friend thought it would be a bright idea to take the accelerated class. So that means that's a lot of hours in the gym in a short quarter of a semester. So long story short, I walked in completely intimidated, and Elgin Community College has a smaller gym because I think the bigger gym that they have is athletics. However, so it's a smaller gym, very basic equipment. So the very basic equipment is the leg press. So this is when I started getting into my whole leg thing, because legs are kind of my thing. Standard leg press, just the press alone, weighs 45 pounds, depending upon the press. But however, this specific press was 45 pounds. I couldn't do it with no weight, 0 weight on it, just the press alone. It was that bad. I'm now at a point where I can do 5 plates on each side. So progress.
And if you think about it, 45 pounds. I mean, looking at any adult, you can kind of gauge as far as weight. So you would think, okay, I'm lifting the rest of my body weight. Mine certainly is over 45 pounds. So it's like, I can't imagine not being able to do 45 pounds.
Oh, trust me, it was a struggle, and the recovery for the day after, and the day after, and the day after was awful. Talk about walking like a newborn baby deer. It's just awful. It was awful. So I stuck it out though. I finished out the class, and I realized it wasn't that bad. Once you get over the fear of, like, the intimidation of seeing other people and knowing what they're doing, and then seeing the overwhelming, like, clutter in a sense that most gyms have. Like, you're not used to a gym's layout, so like you see a machine and it looks like a death machine, and you're like, what do I do?
Some of them are. Some of them are.
What do I do with that? And
where is that supposed to go? Not what you think.
And or you try to execute a movement and you realize you're doing it totally wrong, and you see somebody else do it right, and you just kind of like, you get off and they get on, they do it differently than the way that you did it, and you're just kind of like, just gonna walk away and act like I did that on purpose. Getting over, like, the initial, like, scare of it all, it was actually a great stress reliever in that period of time in my life. So I didn't really have anything to kind of alleviate what I was going through on a personal level. Most of you that know me know that I don't drink, smoke, do drugs. I've never done any of that. So I know that for the younger in the younger 20s, I should say, like, most people, like, take out their aggressions by going out and partying and kind of just living their best life. But I did not live my best life at that time. So I took to the gym. And even though for, like, the first 2 years of my fitness career, I didn't know what I was really doing until I met Danny, who is my business partner in all of this. ISO Fitness location located out of Schaumburg, which is where we teach for right now.
This is where we are. Links will be below.
Also, follow him too. He's hilarious. Not really. He's kind of grouchy.
Yeah. He's like that grumpy old guy, like, on your street. But it's like, he's not really like, get off my lawn. He's more, get off your ass and do something.
Yeah.
Like, he's that kind of grumpy grouchy.
Yeah.
But I could see him and Clint Eastwood having a fantastic relationship.
I can see that too, actually.
Or it would go absolutely horribly wrong and someone would die.
But sometimes, honestly, that's what you need. That's the type of personality you need to get you to where you want to be. So he's a great person, though. He knows what he's doing. And, like, if it wasn't for him, like, him and one other person. So Devo, Body by Devo.
Shameless plugs.
The sessions with him were awful. Not an ounce of me was dry by the time I left. Literally, I sweated through my eyeballs, and I didn't know I could do that. It sounded so bad, I know, but if anybody's taken any sessions with Devil, you know what I mean. Literally, you can make a body outline if you just laid on the ground after a session with him, and just, like, water droplets would just make, of your own sweat and tears, would make your homicide body outline.
Mostly tears.
Same thing with Danny. It's like you look at him for mercy and he just gives you the old man grumpy look, and he's just like, no. But so that's where my fitness journey started. It wasn't until I got over the fear within my own self to ask the questions. So not being afraid to kind of reach out to people who look like they know what they're doing, or actually know what they're doing, as opposed to just kind of like sheepishly going about being in the gym. Yeah. So once I got out of my own head and just kind of was like, hey, what does that do? And people were obviously open and like, oh, here, let me show you. Don't get me wrong. Like, with gym morale, some people are like, headphones in, don't talk to me. But for the most part, like, people are very, very open to conversation, and you don't go to the gym.
When I do, it's no, do not talk to me, leave me alone.
That's true.
Like, if I see that you don't know what you're doing,
because I haven't taken one of my classes yet, so.
No, because she'll kick my ass, and I'm not mentally prepared for that. Yeah, no. Like, if I see that you're struggling, and I know at least what to do, sure, okay. Like, I'm not going to deny someone who's going to ask me a question, who's built up the courage to come and ask someone a question.
That's true.
I'm not going to deny him that. But I'm also one who's like, I shun my wife away because she likes to come up to me when I'm working out. And I've got my headphones in. And I told her, I'm like, headphones aren't just for everybody else. They're for you too, Lord. So, yeah, I'm definitely a headphones in, don't talk to me kind of person.
But overall, it's just kind of like most people, like if they're willing to help.
Yeah.
In that environment. So more often than not they are. But again, I feel like we talk ourselves out of asking those questions because most people don't look approachable or they look intimidating in the atmosphere. When people are in their element and you're around more experienced people, it's genuinely like normal for somebody to feel intimidated.
Yeah. Because it's getting out of that comfort zone and just going up and asking.
Exactly.
Like the worst I can say is like, get the fuck away from me. I mean, there's a lot of other worse things they could say, but
either way, you just take it in stride and you just go on to the next person.
Yeah.
So you don't want to help me.
Yeah.
You want to help me?
I'll go find somebody else.
Now, granted, okay, so I sought the information and like I said, I realized that I had kind of like more of a passion for it than I realized that I did. So I sought more knowledge. I read more books. I asked more questions. I surrounded myself with more people who knew what they were doing to the point where I adapted to their knowledge and I kind of just soaked it all up, tried new things. I wasn't afraid to try it. That's another thing with me is I cross train in different elements of fitness. So I'm not just the girl at the gym that's on the squat rack, like, so just kind of in one and two. No. You won't catch me in a Zumba class. I'm not that girl. I'm
that girl.
He really is.
Zumba.
I'm more of the girl that likes to do strength training, HIIT training. I've done boxing. I've done grappling. Krav is my new bay. I've done kickboxing. But I like to expose myself to those different elements of fitness because you never know what works for you. And you never know what you're going to like unless you try it.
And what you can incorporate into other workouts.
Exactly. So I'm kind of that person that takes like little bits from different styles of fitness and incorporates it into kind of the workout classes that I construct. And then I came here. Danny approached me about a year ago and was like, hey, you're good. I like you. You're going to do this. And I'm just like, no, I'm not. I've never been an instructor. I'm not doing this. He's like, no, you're doing it. I'm like, but I appreciate him for it as much as I curse him under my breath. And he knows I do it too. I do it to his face too.
I was going to say, not so much under the breath anymore.
But I appreciate him for seeing that potential in me and kind of pushing me to be a better leader. Because when I got to a point in my group of friends where I was the most experienced one with the fitness realm of things. And again, back when I started, the fitness industry wasn't really a big thing. Like people weren't going to the gym as much as often. I feel like Instagram kind of helped that industry kind of grow a lot more. And so once Instagram started to become a bigger thing, then my friends wanted to go to the gym more. They wanted me to kind of like lead that workout because obviously I knew a lot more and I could navigate around the gym no problem. So it was easier. And so once I got to a point where I felt like people were starting to come to me and ask me for advice and ask me for guidance, it was like a little bit intimidating. And then when Danny came and approached me and was like, you need to do this. I was like, I was like so standoffish. I was like, okay. He's like, all right, now go. And I'm like, no. It's not to, it takes that person to see the potential in you.
Yeah.
To kind of, for you to come out of your shell. But it's crazy to me how people will see your potential before you see your own potential.
Yeah.
And they will also kick you in your ass when you don't reach your own potential. Like they see that you have the opportunity and the potential to be a person bigger than yourself, but you hold yourself back. And I think I'm very, very thankful for like the group of friends and the support system that I do have now that I've established, as opposed to looking back kind of a couple years ago, because I don't feel like I would be the woman that I am today without literally building that support group of positive, influential people.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's why I'm here.
So yeah, I mean, and like I said, we'll be tagging below, and like her Instagram video clips, photos, her story. She's got a bunch of little motivational cubes on her Instagram going down. And it's like, it's more than just that motivation. It's, you know, a lot of them may seem like that cheesy, like, I can't think of any off the top of my head, but like,
you can do it.
Love, laugh, learn, or love, laugh, live.
Oh God, no.
It's more than that. Like it makes you think, because it's not just tied into fitness. It's creating that mental awareness. It's building more than just, okay, yeah, cool, awesome, I'm working out, I'm getting healthy, but where's your mindset? Like I said, when I was going to the gym, I'm headphones in. I want to be in my own little world. You know, I don't want any outside distractions. Like, I'm just kind of there. So it's like, what Nina promotes is you creating a good headspace for yourself.
That's very important for me, because a lot of the times too, you don't realize what people are dealing with.
Yeah.
So I've had it so many times where clients have come here and they're just like, you can just tell they're not here. And it's understandable, because it doesn't matter. And the thing that I've learned, and I'm still conditioning myself to remember, is life happens. Like we're constantly putting things off because I can't because of this, or I can't because of that. Or, you know, life's never going to get easier. Like, if anything, especially if you continue to work on yourself personally and you grow, whether that's within a business, spiritual, like whatever it is, you move up in a company, like more is just going to be added on your plates. You have kids, you know, like it's just, you're never going to have less than what you already have. If anything, you're going to have more. And I'm not saying like materialistically or anything. It's just more on your plate. Like, so I feel like people give them those excuses, and I'm guilty of this because I did this for so long, which is why I feel like personal development as a whole is so important for me to be an example of and promote to other people, because we have to develop a more positive way of thinking. Because given like Instagram, social media today too, like we're exposed to so much negativity on a daily basis.
Oh, absolutely.
And I feel like people idolize a lifestyle when they really should be idolizing like spirituality and mental health and, you know, physical health as well. And I feel like a lot of people are becoming not negative thinkers. They're developing mental illnesses in a sense. Like, it's not a mental illness, but like anxiety and depression are at an all-time high with people. And it's topics that people don't really talk about, but a lot of people more often than not deal with it, which me personally, I did for a long time.
And they keep it in, which makes it toxic, which only makes things worse.
And then
because it goes to the whole snowball effect. Exactly.
And with that snowball effect, you end up developing coping mechanisms and toxic personality traits that you often expel onto other people. And I, again, was guilty of that at one point. I was the negative thinker. I was the one who wanted to fight all the time. I was the one who always felt like I had to have the last word. I was the one who always internalized everything and had trust issues. And it's a lot that I'm still working through. So in order for me to be able to become that leader that I feel like everybody not expects of me, but people see, again, if you, it's not like
what they see in you.
Exactly. And it's not necessarily a fake it till you make it, but our brains are hardwired a certain way when we teach ourselves based on our traumatic experiences and what we teach ourselves and how to cope. So like if you like kind of code yourself to have a negative reaction to everything, then that's how you're going to see the world.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to see the world for the doom and gloom. You know, oh my God, another car accident, or, you know, another shooting happened. And life is all about perception. And that's what I had to condition myself to realize, is that your opportunities are coming to you daily. They're everywhere. An opportunity to get better always presents itself, and you have to be willing to see the opportunity and not what you're lacking. So building that confidence up within myself to teach other people that they can do it. And it's with whatever their goal is. They don't necessarily have to have a physical goal. Yeah. You don't have to want abs or a big butt. You know, you could just be like, I got you. You could just be like, I want to wake up and I want to go for that promotion. But you need to be in the mindset in order to be able to do it. And if you're constantly telling yourself no, you're never going to achieve anything. And I was, again, in that boat at some point. And for me to be posting those cheesy, like, motivational quotes, it's more for one of two reasons. It's a lot of it is for a reminder for myself as well. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, you're going to wake up and you're going to do this because you can. And a lot of it is to spread awareness to others that they're not alone.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the cheesy quotes that I post is more about, like you said, spiritual awakening, mental health, you know, like just kind of getting past your own mental boundaries. And when people, I feel like those, or they see those, they can see that other people are kind of like liking the same thing. You're not alone. Yeah. You know, this is how I feel. And with my captions, I try to touch a little bit personally. So like how it affects me personally, how it applies to me personally, what I went through. Like my birthday post was just like that. Like, my birthday just happened the 22nd of July.
Happy birthday.
I'm a Cancer. Speaking of mental disorders, he's a Gemini. So if bipolar was a zodiac sign,
I am not going to deny this guy right here that I'm all over the place. I mean, you've seen the segues in the videos. That's just the brain. Just look at that. There's a squirrel. There's a chipmunk. But there's a puppy.
I feel like anybody stops for a puppy unless you're a cat person.
True. Yeah.
I love dogs. I have dogs.
Cats are all right. Cats are all right when like you're feeling angsty and you want the animal to feel angsty with you. A cat is your perfect partner because then it's like this cat's gonna like, fuck this glass, and you say, yeah, fuck you, glass, and then you kind of two peas in a pod.
No, a cat is more like an insubordinate child to me. It's like you look at it, a toddler.
Which is why me and cats
a
get along so
3-year-old,
well.
and you're like, don't touch it. And they're like, I'm going to touch it. And then you're like, don't touch it. They're like, I'm going to touch it. And same thing with cats. Don't touch it. I'm going to touch it. And then they look at you in the eyes. Fuck you. And then dogs are just like, and dogs are just like, love me. Just love me. Just hold me and let me wag my tail and just love me. I love dogs so much.
See, it wouldn't be a VCintron Photography video without a weird fucking segue. Like, where the hell did we go? Who knows?
But we're talking about puppies.
Totally overshot, but it's okay.
I mean, speaking of like animals, I want to try goat yoga. I like big goats. I love animals. It's not cats.
I tried yoga.
I'm sorry for any cat lovers out there. I'm so sorry.
I mean, goat yoga would be fun.
It would be.
I've tried yoga once.
So did I, and it takes
fell on my face.
way more concentration. So remember how I told you I tried different fitnesses? Yeah. So I tried yoga, right? And when you don't know what you're doing, that's very intimidating because you're in a room full of people oming and lots of spiritual sounds, which yoga is very, very relaxing and can help you with your flexibility. You just have to get past the awkward. They tell you to relax, and you're trying to relax while side-eyeing your partner and the instructor while doing downward dog to know if you're actually executing downward dog in the proper fashion, because you don't feel proper with your butt in the air.
Depends on who you are.
And I don't even know if that's actually how downward dog is. I'm just throwing a yoga term out there because it's the only one I really know.
What was there?
There's cobra pose. That's crane. I think. No, I don't know what that is. That's warrior, maybe. I don't know. Sun shining.
I don't
know. Danny's.
Obviously, I don't do yoga. I'm not very flexible.
Danny, which one is that? Just comment below. You would know.
I expect pictures. Pictures in these comments. Just embed the photo or give a link for the photo. And I want to see all these different yoga poses.
Well, we will be offering yoga.
Oh, God.
We will be.
I want to see Danny demonstrating these poses.
He actually, if you look like super, like if you kind of like squeeze your eyes in some of our flyers, it's him. It's him in those poses. Just do it. Just tag him. Just kind of like find one and just like, yep, that's Dan.
I think I will. I'm going to flood the internet with these because you all know I have like 15 different Gmail accounts.
Do it.
So this is going all over the fucking place.
Do it.
Danny,
by the way, I had no parts in it.
This video is proof that she had a part in it. On video. This is all the proof I need. Incrimination? Absolutely. Self-incrimination, because she's the one who told me that.
I had a twin.
It was in. Yeah, okay. Oh, God. 2 of you running around? Yeah, okay.
Why does everybody think that?
I think it about me.
It's true.
Like, I would be honestly scared if Lauren and I had children. A second Vince running around. By the way, yeah, this is really smooth. Drinking a Monster in a fitness studio.
I really don't know if you should be sharing that. You gotta have to
Tag Monster?
Yeah.
I'll tag him. I tried working
their
for
rights. Oh, and Adidas too,
I
probably.
tried working. Yeah. Yeah. We get that corn. They had a song Adidas.
No.
All day I dream about sex. That was the song.
First of all, that was also a middle school joke where when we actually found out the
It's
song.
in the chorus.
How do you spell Adidas? I don't know. Oh, okay. Face.
That tells you. Look at like 90s, early 2000s pop culture. That'll tell you how old we are. That will prove how old we are.
I'm really not looking forward to this guessing game.
Whoever can guess Nina's age, you'll get a discounted photo shoot from me. Discounted photo shoot, guaranteed.
There's plenty of Blue's Clues.
You get, there's another pop culture reference. You guess her age correctly, first try, first person, and you'll get a discounted photo shoot from me. If you're out of state, I'll send you some photos unless you want to pay for me to travel to you. But if you're in the Chicagoland area, free photo shoot if you can guess Nina's age on the first try.
Free or discounted? You just said.
Discounted, sorry. Discounted.
I just wanted to clarify that for you guys.
Discounted. Free photo print if you're out of state and don't want me to travel to you or don't want to travel here. But yes. I'll segue into, since we already talked about it a little bit, how do you feel about modeling?
So progressively, a lot more confident. Again, when I feel like when I started with you and another little Easter egg, I did a couple shoots, one shoot actually, I'm sorry, with Raw Visions. So
Okay.
that was the beach one.
Mm-hmm.
And that, again, was when I actually started to get a little bit more serious about my actual body progression. So my results that I was getting. I also started taking a supplement, and I started obviously distributing for a supplemental company, Herbalife. And
Shameless plugs.
I like it though. It's most people have their opinion about it, but it's what helped me during my busiest time. Because meal prepping is a bitch. It's hard when you have a busy schedule, full-time job, you know, and you're juggling multiple things at once. Like that was one of those things that kept me from reaching the progress that I should have had a long time ago, was at my eating habits. And it wasn't necessarily because I didn't want to eat healthy. It was just I didn't properly manage my time well enough to actually be able to facilitate proper nutrition into my workout regimen, because it's 80-20. So when I started doing my photo shoots with you, so the first photo shoot that I did with you, I was kind of just starting to see my results. And so I was feeling a lot slimmer, but I wasn't the most confident. I also didn't have as much experience in the modeling realm. So positions were awkward for me. So knowing what are my good angles, what are my bad angles, like what to do, what not to do, what's flattering, what's not, it wasn't as prevalent then. I feel like once we did our most recent shoot with the
boutique.
Yeah, the lingerie boutique. I was like, okay.
Who dat? Let me get her number.
I see a muscle. What? I'm actually looking tone without flexing. What?
And I don't have to go boop.
Exactly. But as I like modeling for the sense, like, again, it's another way for me to be able to see like my progression. So I look back on those photo shoots that we did like a while ago, and it's not to say that I wasn't, they were very plain to me, like as far as what I was capable of doing within those shoots. And then when we did the boutique shoot, like I saw like a complete transformation, and I got a lot of good feedback from that shoot as well. Honestly, So then my shoots with you have opened up like a lot more opportunities for shooting. And I'm a lot more confident in accepting those opportunities because I'm not body conscious anymore.
Yeah.
But that came in two parts. Yes, my progression played a huge part in it, like me making progress, me being actually able to see my results. So obviously me doing my nutrition program and then having the knowledge of like macronutrition, gaining the knowledge over time helped a lot. And then making my workouts more effective and intense because my schedule got so crazy to where I had to figure out how to get an effective workout in such a short amount of time.
Yeah.
So once I started to kind of like get more comfortable with that routine and just kind of figuring out what worked for me and what didn't, I just started to see more results. But also just kind of realizing, because with any transformation or physical transformation, people have this vision in their head of who they need to look like. And it's often another person, which often helps. Like it actually is counterproductive because you want to look like Kim Kardashian, but Kim Kardashian paid for that body. I'm sorry.
She looks like a wisdom tooth.
But just in a general, Kim Kardashian, nothing against her at all. I was just saying in general, she's my example. People are often, even Instagram models, they compare themselves to Instagram models and you don't know what it took for them to get that body. Also, you might not have that same body type. So it's just kind of painting a picture in your head of something that's not necessarily as obtainable. So you can have a body. You can have a banging body, but you can have a banging body as Nina or as Vince. You know what I mean? It's
you can use them as a
motivational.
As a motivation, yes. It's like, oh, how can I get, not necessarily thinking, what can I do to look like them? How can I get my body similar to that?
Exactly.
How can I get my body as close and as healthy to that as I can?
Exactly. It's just making yourself your own goal. And I feel like that, segueing back into the modeling question, like that's what I was doing a lot. I was seeing a lot of girls out there, Instagram models or, just models in general that have been doing this for years. And it's just like, I'm doing like, smaller scale gigs, but comparing myself to, oh, well, why didn't I do that pose? Or I couldn't pull that off, or, you know what I mean? And I'm kind of just downplaying what I was capable of doing. So again, stepping into that last lingerie shoot that we did with Hollywood Lifestyles.
Mm-hmm.
They have some bomb stuff too. Just saying, because I got to do some.
Be careful, because there's some with frilly butts.
I look like a dragon tail.
Like it was a weird frilly butt, and it was interesting. I'm like, that's okay. No, that is part of it.
I rocked it though.
Yeah,
I rocked it.
She did.
But also just being comfortable within myself too, to know what I'm comfortable with. So I'm not one to be out there and like booty just out posting pictures like, hey.
I am.
I know you are. And that's just for my own personal reason, because of my own image and the brand that I'm building. Because I don't want people to think that they have to do that to feel better about themselves. I don't want people to feel like they have to look a certain way or be a certain body type. People are all beautiful. They all have the potential to reach their goals, whether that's physically, mentally, emotionally, whatever the case is. And I don't want to set a standard where I feel like you have to be plasticed out or chiseled to feel comfortable within your body. So I had to start putting myself out there in a way where I exuded more confidence.
Yeah.
Because I am more confident. And again, fake it till you make it, in a sense. You kind of just have to
push yourself.
Do, and then you become.
Yes.
Like you have to push yourself into the motion of doing, and then you start to become it. And then you start to believe it, because you are what you like. There was a quote, and I'm not going to say it verbatim, but it was along the lines of like, you are your own inner voice. So like your perception of the world is also the way that you talk to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you talk to yourself negatively every time, and it's something stupid, girls, we do it all the time. You look in the mirror. I don't like this about myself. That's the only thing you're going to focus on.
Why aren't my boobs bigger? Why are my boobs too big? Why do I have hip dips?
Yeah. Why don't I do this? Or why is my face like that? And it's just like, the more that you look in the mirror and you pick yourself apart, it's the more that those negative comments about yourself will jump out to you, which will kind of hinder on your own self-confidence and the self-love that you're supposed to have for yourself. You're supposed to love on yourself.
Yeah. Own it.
You really are.
Own it.
Honestly.
Just see you for who you are, own it, and if you want to make a change, take the steps towards that making that change. Like, don't just put yourself down and just continue to put yourself down. Like, if you feel like your thighs are too big, okay, accept, yeah, you got big thighs, but what can you do if you want to change that? What are the steps that you can take, and changing your thought process on it?
Another huge thing for me with modeling and just fitness in general is I had to get used to constructive criticism.
Mm-hmm.
I really did. And there's difference. There is a huge difference. And I really, really I can't stress this enough. And I want people to understand the difference. There is difference between negative comments and constructive criticism.
Yes.
So people who have good intentions for you and want to see you reach your full potential will offer constructive criticism in a tactful manner.
Yes.
Now, if you have negative people in your life, you have those people that will tell you negative things about something positive you try to do for yourself. And rather than giving their honest, constructive opinion, they will just give you negative.
Yes, absolutely.
So,
and that's with anything in life. That's not just with fitness. It's not just with photography, modeling, career choices, whatever it may be. Just recently, I went through a huge 180 with careers. As you guys know, I was a bus driver last school year. No longer a bus driver. I now have my Class A CDL. So I am kind of technically officially a truck driver.
Congratulations.
Never saw myself doing that.
Right.
So it's like, and when I told people that this is what I was going to do, it's definitely steady. There is always going to be work for truck drivers. But people were like, oh, well, are you sure you want to do that? Long hours, blah, blah, blah. Yes, this is what I need to do for myself to get myself into a better position from where I'm at. I saw it as a huge positive. Other people were like, oh, well, you'll never see Lauren and this and that. It's like, I mean, with some of my other schedules, I never saw Lauren at all. Like, it was rough. Yeah. So it's, it was the people who were like, who were telling me, even though they didn't think that it was definitely necessarily the best move for me, they were still, oh, congratulations, just make sure, and they would say, just please get enough sleep. Well, duh. Of course, absolutely. I will take that. They don't want me to drive a truck, but they know I'm going to. Therefore, they're trying to put that positive spin on it for themselves, but also to reinforce and support me. Get sleep, pack lunches so you're not spending a whole bunch of money while you're on the road or whatever. That's a big difference between the constructive criticism and just criticism in general.
Yeah. And you get to a point where you what I want people to realize too is you get to choose, even if they're family, those people that you keep in your circle. You don't have to. You're not tied to anybody unless they actually physically
are tied to you.
Exactly. Or our children.
Twins.
Honestly, you're not tied to any of those people. So that means you're not tied to their opinions. So their opinions should not have any weight in what you do in your life. And I realized that throughout my own personal transformation. It's as I was trying to take these steps of doing and kind of stepping outside the lines of normal responsibilities and kind of focusing elsewhere. So when I transitioned into doing boot camps, I had some people that straight up told me, it's a waste of your time. Why are you doing it? It's, why are you there when you could be over here? Mm-hmm. You could be doing this. No, it's not what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do this. And I feel like part of me, honestly, really, really saw who actually really supports me and believes in me, my birthday fit camp.
Yeah. Because
I hosted fit camp on my birthday and weather was not on my side at the time. And I had about 25 people registered. And I ended up having to change locations last minute because it was supposed to be outside at a park, and then there was weather in the forecast there was rain in the weather forecast up until about what?
It was
2 hours or something.
2 hours before, and then all of a sudden it changed.
And then there was no rain, so we moved it, and we moved towns, and I was a little bit nervous, who was going to come because of the last minute change. Yeah. And honestly, the amount of people that actually showed up, it was less than the actual people who said that they were going to come, but I didn't focus on who didn't come. I focused on who actually came. Yeah. Because then that showed me who supported me, you know, who was just like, hey, you're going to do this and this is for you and we're here. Like, what's up? Like, and to me, that means more. Like the people that actually show up and are there for you and are clapping for you without you even having to feel like you're forcing the people that are supposedly like loving, caring people in your life, like to support you with something.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can also support somebody with something, but not agree with it.
Yeah. Oh,
you know,
absolutely.
and again, focusing on the people who actually support me, focusing on the people who actually show up, and not focusing on who's not. Like I feel like we kind of like take that for granted. Like we don't appreciate the people who are actually there in our corners because we're so focused on who's not.
Yeah. Because
we have this expectation you should have been there.
Yeah. But
they're showing you that they don't support you, so you just need to accept that and just kind of like focus on who's there, because you're building your tribe as you go, and people are either along for the ride, they're for the long haul, or they're just temporary. And that's something that I actually really, really realized like this past year alone. So
yeah,
just having those positive, constructive conversations, and honestly within myself being susceptible to them, because I was also that type of person that was like, you can't tell me shit, and I always had something to say. And you have to learn to be quiet and kind of take that criticism, because you will be able to differentiate who's actually, again, positively trying to impact you and who's negatively trying to impact you. Obviously, don't pay attention to the negative people. But honestly, if I would rather, if I'm in a photo shoot and I'm posing a certain way and I'm like, and you come up to me and you're like, don't do that, you have a double chin. Why would I get offended? Like, I feel like people take it so critically. It's like, no, okay, what am I, is this better? Is this better? Is this better? Okay, cool. Thanks. Good looking out.
Yeah, and that's right there. That's a big difference between constructive criticism and negative comments. Like,
it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Yeah, someone could just be like, no, that sucks. And it's like,
don't do that.
What sucks about it? Like, why didn't it look good? Like, that's the whole point. It's like
being tactful with how you respond to people and the way that you say certain things. Like, it'd be one thing if you came at me and just flat out was just like, that's an ugly pose, don't do that. Or if you're just like, it's not the most flattering for this reason. Like, I'd be more susceptible to being like, oh, okay, well, can you kind of give me a little guidance? Yeah. Okay, I'd be more susceptible to and open to your direction than if somebody were to come up to me and just be like, just don't do that, that's terrible. Yeah. And I'm, okay. Like, because you constantly feel like you have to be on the defense.
Yeah.
I don't know why. A lot of people feel like they have to defend themselves to other people, but they don't.
I truly think that's because of the friendships that they have. Mm-hmm. Like, it's the people that they've surrounded themselves with, they're not getting that positive reinforcement. They're not getting that positive or constructive criticism as to what they're doing. They're not getting those critiques that it's like, you know, just recently, my best friend's dad is an amazing photographer. He sent me a message with a screenshot of one of my photos. And he didn't say it looked bad. He just was like, hey, just as future reference, try doing this instead of what you did here. Try doing this because then, you know, this is what it does to the background. This is what it does for the models. This is what it does for, you know, whatever your subject is. And it's like, okay, like, I'll definitely take that. Like, that's something that I can take away, that I can learn from, that I can grow from. He could have just been like, this photo sucks.
Exactly. Or again, like, you tell somebody that you have a vision that you want to do something, like become a fitness instructor or go on a world tour of Europe. I don't know. Whatever the case is, it's just kind of like one of those things where it's like you'll have some people that'll be like, do it. Take the risk. I believe in you. And then you'll have those other people that are just kind of like, why are you doing that? Yeah. Like, and those are the kind of people you can love them from a distance, but just understand that their negative comments are not tied to you in any way. So you shouldn't let them hold weight on anything that you decide to do for yourself. And don't be scared to put yourself out there in those and take those opportunities, because even though I wasn't comfortable doing the photo shoots at first, I don't know if you could tell, but I wasn't going to become better if I didn't try.
Yes.
So, and even with things like this, kind of just being on camera, doing interviews. I did a radio interview. I was scared out of my mind. I don't know why. I was just nervous. I'm putting myself out there in more public speaking platforms. Because one of my goals is to eventually be on a TED Talks, talking about the way that being able to talk about my brand and the way that I was able to transform, and how important I think that personal development as a whole, from a spiritual standpoint, from a mental health standpoint, from a physical standpoint. And I'm not going to get that practice. I'm not going to be confident enough to step out on a TED Talk stage. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to be confident enough to start my podcast if I don't put myself in a position to where I can practice a craft.
Which is why you guys notice that I've been in front of the camera, and I'm not in front of the camera any other time. I hate being in front of the camera.
He really does. He doesn't like it when we take behind the scenes of him either.
Like stupid selfies, whatever. Like me goofing around, whatever. But like being a focus, no, not so much.
You're doing great.
You're doing great, honey.
You're doing great.
But shit, there was something I was gonna say and I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, with the stepping out of your comfort zone. Mm-hmm. As I mentioned before, that's what my photography is all about. Mm-hmm. Like, that's what I want the takeaway to be. Like, yes, we're going to create some great images. We're going to get some great photos. But not only is it honing my skills, making me feel proud of what I've done, mm-hmm. and the people that I'm surrounding myself with, and making them feel proud of what they've done, which makes me even more proud of what they've done, which makes me proud of what I've done. Again, yeah. Kind of just that that never-ending kind of loop of just awesome.
That's what you need, like, you know what I mean? And that's another thing, like, why I will always say yes to working with you, obviously, unless it's like schedule restricting, and among other people, because that's what I love. I love it when you have, and you don't even have to be in the same realm of like fitness or whatever. Like, you offer a service, and at some point, our services might cross paths, mm-hmm. but also you never hesitate to recommend people to me, which that support in itself means so much, because I'm always tagging you in whatever I see, because I will support people who support me 1000%. And I love that we have the same view on that, and Danny as well. Like, within our business, we're more than happy to work with other small businesses and network that way, because we're trying to build a more positive force within communities.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong, we would love to build like a bigger base, like, nationwide eventually, and we'll figure out a plan to conquer the world later. But just
what are we gonna do tonight? Right? Same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
With a smile on our faces. Also another thing that gave away his age. But
your age too?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Pinky in the brain. I get it. But yeah, just the fact of, honestly, even like, again, at my fit camp, you came, you took some great photographs, and then we had a meal prepping company that was from a local from a local town that we're looking to move to. And he came, and it's just the cross promotion, that cross support, that, hey, I see you doing your thing, that's what I love. Because again, why would I not support you? And I've known you for years, and I know what you're capable of, and I know the quality of your work. Why would I go to some big hotshot, photographer to deal with, to give that person exposure when they don't, you know what I mean? That's not the networking like they need. They don't need it.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that you necessarily need it, but it's just nice to have that rapport, mm-hmm. that local rapport built with certain people that are just like, oh, okay, yeah. No, I know what this person is capable of.
Yeah. Like, it's that
more personal.
Yes. And that more down to earth base that you build.
Exactly.
And it's the down to earth.
And don't get me wrong.
And relationships.
I know everybody starts there.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Like, everybody starts there. Those big name people, they started from somewhere. Yes. So realizing that you have the potential to get there one day, but you also want to build those networking mm-hmm. relationships now, because again,
surrounding yourself with people who are going to support you.
Exactly.
Surrounding yourself with I think it was last night, someone posted up, hey, give me, a random piece of advice. And the one thing that I said was surround yourself with like-minded people. Mm-hmm. They don't necessarily have to share the exact same ideas as you.
Right.
But a similar mindset. It's, their strive for success. Their strive to meet goals that they want to meet and driving themselves to that. Now, of course, you don't want to, similar mindset, but you don't want to get yourself with someone who is going to completely contradict everything you stand for. They may have a similar mindset as in, I'm going to go for what I'm going to go for, but it could be, I don't know, the first thought that came into my head was political, and I don't want to go there. But it could contradict everything and anything that you stand for.
Your viewpoints, your beliefs,
yes.
You have to understand though, not everybody's going to be similar in, like you said, value. Obviously, if you're bringing somebody into a business with you, you want them to be similar in value. Yes. If it's of the same bracket, but in my opinion, if you're willing to work with people, you are willing to work with people and understand that as long as you respect each other and each other's beliefs, that system would work. But like-mindedness as far as being ambitious, being goal-oriented, maybe bringing something to the table that you might not.
Yeah.
I love differences in perspectives.
Yes.
So if I look at something and I see it one way and you come in and you look at that same thing, you can tell me the way that you see it. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't necessarily mean it has to match the way that I see it because we have different vision.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean that my vision is better than yours. All that means is you can give me a different perspective on a problem or an issue or a promotional, something that I can do to better myself that I wouldn't necessarily see. And for me, one of my favorite, I don't know how to say the quote verbatim, but it's never be the smartest person in the room. Because then you can't learn from anybody.
Correct.
So I had to learn that too, because again, it was like that I know everything, I know it all, can't nobody tell me nothing. And that's the worst mindset to have, in my opinion, because
you limit yourself.
Well, I was going to say something along the lines of biblically because I'm spiritual, but iron sharpens iron as one person sharpens another. We learn from each other. Mm-hmm. We're human. We are creatures, we're social creatures. We learn from other people and by seeing and by doing and by experiencing with other people. And so when you isolate yourself to think that you know everything, and it's a defensive mechanism that people develop over time based on traumatic experiences, honestly, in my opinion, because they don't want to let other people in, and that couples with trust issues. But you have to put yourself out there in order to be able to kind of reach that next step.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Working with you and having those pictures with you and networking with you has opened up, like I said, other opportunities for me. It's given me more exposure. It's given you more exposure because people can see your work.
Yes.
And what you're capable of doing. And then other people, hey, oh, I like the way she did that. Hey, I have this brand. Would you want to, come help me out? Or what is your opinion about this product? Or, and it opens up more opportunities for the both of us in the end.
Yeah, absolutely. Plus, I guess she's okay. She's okay to hang out with, I guess.
He's just mad because I get more likes on my pictures than...
She does. We'll post the exact same picture. And 2 hashtags are different. And she's got 670 likes. And I hit 23. Yes. And that's fine. That's fine. But
he still took the picture.
I've got the picture. I've got the magic.
Oh Lord.
But I forgot where I was going with that.
You've done that a lot.
It's because I'm a Gemini and I'm not afraid to admit it.
Him too.
Getting a chance to work with someone that, yes, you're familiar with, yes, who you know, but being in what could be a very awkward situation. There was a whole lot of nipple in that boutique shoot.
It's true.
Not just a single person individual, but there was a lot of nipple because some of those were a lot more sheer than any of us expected them to be.
Yeah, they were.
So, and then also butt ruffles.
But it's a positive at the same time because I'm comfortable enough with you to be
yes.
Okay, you're going to edit that out, right? I don't care how many.
I'm just gonna plaster. If you've got a nipple showing, I'm just gonna take a picture of my nipple and just plaster it on there.
Thank you.
So then ladies, you're not getting in trouble for showing nipple. It's a man's nipple.
But also,
you're fine.
You're building those respectable relationships.
Yes.
Though.
Yes.
Because I know I'm comfortable enough with you for you to be able to be like, yo, you got a nip slip there, you got to fix it. But being respectable enough for me and, for, Lauren as well, because there's a lot of there's a lot of stigmas with model photographer relationships,
yes.
Unfortunately. And that's not your fault, but it's due to obviously sleazy photographers in the industry that abuse their camera. Mm-hmm. And, but just knowing that if I'm around you, you'll respect me and I'll respect you the same way, and it wouldn't get
weird.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll get weird, but not the wrong kind of weird.
Exactly.
It'll get weird because conversation will just go wherever. And I mean, like I just said,
funny banter.
I'm going to take a picture of my nipple and slap it on a picture of Nina. So, she's got a hairy nipple now. It's okay.
That kind of weird. But in a way where everybody's just kind of being respectable towards each other.
We had some technical difficulties, and I'm just going to throw this in there because I know I'm not going to line up the clips perfectly. Had a couple technical difficulties, ran out of storage space, apparently. I don't know how.
We originally tried recording on his Canon that kept turning off.
Yeah.
And then we tried to go live.
And that didn't work because Danny took away the internet.
A year ago.
But he still took it away. He still took it away. And then, now I just ran out of storage space. So just throwing that out there. So it's going to be a weird... when I do put this video together.
I really want you to put that sound effect in there too. Yeah.
I'm going to put that at the beginning of every video. She's going to start with...
Make sure I'm not in that video.
Oh no, it's going to be you. It's going to be me.
Oh, okay. I said wait.
We were talking about comfort levels,
yes.
And the fact that things were going to get awkward, but a fun awkward and a fun weird. So let's try that high five that was missed. We had a high five. That was a good high five. We had that high five in there, and that's right. It was right after stepping out of comfort zones. It's, networking with other businesses. It's supporting and sponsoring other businesses. It's
a key point in your own personal development.
Yes. Absolutely.
You have to be willing to work with other people.
Yeah. I mean, unless you're going to be like a recluse hacker, then you don't really have to work with other people.
Be professional, know how to present yourself professionally, but know how to be happy at the same time.
It's funny that we're doing this on my business YouTube, and we're saying about being professional.
No, but
threatening to fight over Law and Order versus Criminal Minds.
Because I've been in situations where obviously you have to maintain a professional demeanor, but there's a lot of pressure.
Oh yeah.
When you're not able to laugh at yourself. You can't make a mistake or do something or make I don't know how to just do something wrong and not be able to laugh at yourself about it. I was a dumbass and I did that. My bad. I won't do it again. But
like with her birthday boot camp, there was one round where she made him go 3 minutes instead of 2.
That's true.
And she's like, "What are you doing? Why are you still? Why aren't you doing this?" And it's like, it's already been 2 minutes. You've had him going for another minute. And she's like, "Oh well, rotate." Okay.
In my defense, the fans were going. It was hot. The music was loud. I couldn't hear the buzzer. I was on the other side of the room.
Excuses.
Somebody was hitting the tire with a sledgehammer. It just happens. I don't know. I couldn't hear.
But yes, if you're not able to laugh at yourself, then someone else is laughing at you.
No, somebody else is able to make you feel insecure about it.
Because they're laughing at you.
It doesn't even necessarily have to be laughing. They could be mean. They could be negative about it. They can take...
You made us go an extra minute. I'm out.
Exactly. But more so, even, why do you think people get so defensive when people call out certain things about them? If I was to straight up just come to you and just be like, "You're a dick," you would be like, "I've accepted it about myself."
I was going to say, when you say it
But if somebody comes up to you and says something that you don't like, but you know it's something that you need to work on.
If anybody slams Reese's, you're dead to me.
What?
Don't talk shit about Reese's. Peanut butter cups.
First of all, we're talking about nutrition and healthy lifestyles. You're talking about
Peanut butter has protein.
not chocolate.
Chocolate isn't milk chocolate made with milk, therefore calcium.
No.
Don't take this away from me.
Label read.
Don't take this away from me.
Label read.
Okay, what about Reese's dark chocolate? Dark chocolate's good for your heart.
Yeah, read. Also label read.
Peanut butter still has protein.
Label read. Just in a general sense, like if you have something that you're not necessarily the most confident about with yourself, like my ability to public speak at first, initially.
My lack of hair.
If I stuttered and somebody called me out on a stutter, I'd be like, and you kind of just internally freak out. But I call my own self out, like, oh yeah, I just stuttered. So use your words, Nina, and we're gonna try this again. So,
like when I couldn't remember what I was thinking about and I went off frame. And then I came back and I still couldn't remember what I was thinking about. It happens.
And then he talked really slow and then it came to him. But just kind of owning your flaws that or things that you feel like you're flawed at. Just kind of taking it and owning it and just be like, yeah, oop, my bad.
And flip that shit around on the people who are being negative.
Exactly.
They'll call you out and be like, yep, I know.
Yeah. I taught this to my son. You know, when I told him, I'm like, okay, we're working on things. We're working on how, you know, we deal with certain feelings and not kind of lashing out when we're angry or upset or saying things. Because a lot of times when we're upset, you don't have a filter on yourself. You say things and you can't take them back. So just trying to instill that in my son that if he has something that, you know, we're both consciously working about, like I get upset and I may snap at him as a mom, which we all do it. Don't mom shame. I can apologize to him and just tell him that, hey, I'm sorry I did that. I'm conscious that I did it and I'm working on it. You know, so it's not something that somebody else can be like, I can't believe you talked to your son like that. Listen, lady.
My mom calls me an asshole.
My mom calls me a lot of choice words. But just, again, having that healthy response. Like, I'm working on it. I'm working on myself. Yeah, I'm conscious of it. I'm aware. Or maybe you weren't aware, but taking it in a healthy way. Like, you have an opinion, and that's perfectly fine. I will take your criticism and do with it what I see fit.
That could have been a fitness pun.
Also understanding that it's not a problem to be yourself, but knowing when and where and what's appropriate.
Yes. Like, I'm not going to walk in. I mean, I wish I were going to click on. That'd be fantastic, but I don't know my schedule. Like, if I went to click on and just full on was like, hey, I'm Vince, and this is me. That might be a bit much for first introduction to a bunch of other photographers and models and makeup artists and stylists and speakers and people who are getting paid a lot of money to be there. And yeah.
So basically, like, not doing what you normally would do and just kind of like awkwardly interrupting people.
Oh, there's no awkward about the way I interrupt. I
am Vince, and this is me, and here I am, and this is just.
That's not awkward. That's just me interrupting. It's.
I can't lie. I'm kind of like that. Like.
There's nothing awkward about it.
Danny will be like, "There's a new person in your boot camp tonight." I'm like, "Okay, hey, how you doing? What's up? We're just gonna get in there. Who cares if you throw up?" Oh, funny story. One of my clients, she's actually one of my, I won't say favorites because I don't have a favorite, but one of the ones I'm most proud of, like, because she's just determined and she's gotten a lot of results.
Kicking ass.
Yes! That was going to be a... and then he said something positive, so No, but she really is. Her first class, though, like, never judge a book by its cover, because I swear to you, her first boot camp initiation, it was like a hazing. And I didn't mean it intentionally, but she was one of those people that didn't tell me when it was too much. So she just kept going until she was not, like, going anymore, which I'm proud of her because she stuck it through. But she threw up her first boot camp. She, like, literally excused herself, went to the bathroom, threw up, came back. And I thought, like, in my head, and shame on me, because I was like, I'm never going to see this girl again. She's never coming back. She was a guest of somebody who was here. And I'm like, I'm never going to see her again. This was her first boot camp, and this is just push through. That's why it's like, don't quit. That's just like, don't. Just stick it through, because you can do it. She came through, again, like the next class that I had, and I'm like, how are you I was a little much the first time. I was like, you're gonna do this, and you're gonna do great, and you're just gonna do it. You're gonna push, because I push people. I'm a pusher. I just like to push people because again, you tell yourself you can't more than you actually do, and I've noticed that with fitness a lot. Like I'll get intimidated by the rack of weights before I even try it. So you come in here, you see a bunch of people sweating and throwing tires and sledgehammers, and you're just kind of like, I can't do this. No, you can do it. You're gonna do it. And she did, and she is honestly like one of the most people that I'm so proud of her transformation. I really am. Like I saw something in her when she came, and she's just like the funniest person. She has like this light about her. She could just make like her confidence though. Seeing her confidence do like a 360 was like, she comes in here and she's just kind of like joking about herself, like, oh my God, look at my stomach, look how flat. I'm just like, yes, girl, look at how flat it is. Look at it. Look what you did. Like, I didn't do it. I just gave you the tools you needed to do it. You gotta come. You gotta show up for yourself. That's it. But yes, she threw up her first class. And she owns it. I threw it out there enough times to the point where I think she owns it now. Something hit you in the face?
No, there's... Sorry, don't mind me. Oh. My eyebrow is shedding. That was weird.
Good job.
That was super weird.
But yeah, so never judge a book by its cover. And honestly, just don't quit, because you never know what you're capable of if you stop before you start.
But yeah, thank you, Nina, for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
We're going to get food. Like I said, I'm going to Jewel and getting that salad bar.
Food.
But yeah. So if you've watched this entire video, I don't know how long it's going to be, but if you watch this entire video, you have the patience of a saint. Like, comment, subscribe.
Follow.
Yes. Like I said, all links will be in the description below, or depending on how you're holding your phone, it might show up on the side. I don't know. Something weird happened with YouTube not too long ago, and all the stuff was on the side. But check the description for links. Nina's profile, Danny's profile. You can yell at him for not having internet. Please yell at him for not having internet. That'd be fantastic. My links below, because you should already be following me on Facebook and Instagram.
And feel free to reach out to either myself or Danny if you have any questions about any of the services or scheduling that we have. We're very susceptible to responding. Also, if you just want to support, I always appreciate it.
Currently, right now, they're located in Schaumburg, but there is plans to move to a new location. Yes. Larger location.
Yes.
So
we have a lot in the works, a lot more we're trying to offer all of our clientele. We are going to be coupling with a new nutrition club, which is also in the works. So we will be offering protein shakes at the front lounge at our new location. So that is all in the works. But
I'm expecting hanging egg chairs.
You would not be able to sit in them.
Hanging egg chairs? They're like swings.
I know what they're like, and I know what you're talking
about.
What
do you mean I wouldn't be able to sit in them? My butt's not that big. I'll fit in an egg chair.
I know you'll fit in it. I don't know
if it's not just attached to the ceiling, then it's not gonna fall.
I'll just make a note.
Just reinforce that shit.
I'll just make sure that your chair has like a sign on it that says like into support beam.
Yes, absolutely, which I'm fine with.
I can just picture you like kind of
super comfy chairs.
True. Yes.
And I feel like there should be like a shag carpet with the coffee table on top. That would make it a lounge.
Less ambiance, more team building. We're actually building a really solid team that's offering a lot of different services so that we can best meet the needs of all of our clients.
Who doesn't want to drink a protein shake with shag carpet?
The people who have to clean the shag carpet?
Well, just make Danny do it because he took away the internet.
That's true. And he needs to bring a vacuum.
Yes.
He's going to be pissed if you keep that vacuum comment in there. I'm just saying.
Get a vacuum. Bed Bath & Beyond is down the street. They have vacuum cleaners.
Oh, he's going to be so mad. Stop.
You don't have to get a Dyson.
Oh, God.
don't have to spend like $300 on a vacuum cleaner. You just get like one of those. What is it? The Shark? Is that?
I don't know.
Or is that just like?
They have college vacuums for like $20.
Yeah, get a vacuum. Adios, guys.
Thanks for watching.
Again, like, comment, subscribe. Hit up all the links. Like, follow, share, love. Just do a spam.
Support.
Spam,
It's
run
always
through. And
appreciated.
just like every damn photo. Comment on every damn photo. Even if like a smiley face.
Sure.
Just leave a smiley face.
4 words.
Or words. Words count too.
I said 4 words.
Oh, 4 words. Like FORE, as in before
Yes.
words, or
As in the number
4
4.
words.
4.
I'm gonna go with the before words.
Okay.
Kind of just like an introduction.
That makes sense.
Hi, my name is. That's 4 words. That's a 4-word forward.
I'm very interested to see how you're going to splice all of this up.
This is gonna be horrible. Adios, guys. Take care, and until next time, have a great day.